What's going on, ladies and gents, Gronks of all ages? This is GRONKCAST 2000, futuristic as all. See, I'm a smartass, get it? Because episode 16 of the GRONKCAST, 2000. Fuck, I'm a dickhead. It's episode 16 of the GRONKCAST. I'm BT Savage, this is Tom Puppet, and we've got the return once again of Fat Cock MAXHITMATT in the building. What's going on, lads?
What the
how are we?
fuck are you talking about with the 16 2000? I am lost as shit. Like, is that some Australian thing, or is that just a BT Savage? No. Nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about thing.
I'm trying to be a smartass, Tom. I'm trying to be a smartass, Tom. Fucking wrestling lingo. Come on now.
Please explain.
Mate,
oh, because of Mania 16, Mania 2000. Okay, I get it now.
Yes, there we go.
Fucking hell, that's a stretch. I had no clue. Trying to be a smartass, you sound like a dumbass.
Sounds like the Gronkcast way.
Yes, sir.
Well, I can see that, you know, after I had fat cockitis, nothing's changed.
Wow, you weren't missed, brother, and once again you are back.
I thought you said you weren't missed.
No, I said you were missed.
Speak for yourself. Fuck this guy.
I mean,
quick shout out to BT's birthday bash. That's what this episode is.
Yes, it was my birthday a couple of days ago.
Yes.
And it was a solid one. We've been chilling. But for today's episode of the GRONKCAST, it was my pick. And we're going to be reviewing Stampede Wrestling from December 23rd, 1988. This is a show.
This is wrestling. Tom, did you ever watch Stampede Wrestling?
No, this is the first time I've ever watched any Stampede Wrestling other than the occasional match here or there or clips of like the Hearts Wrestling or whatever, like big name. Like I never saw an actual Stampede Wrestling show from start to finish. So this was definitely a first for me.
Same here, exactly the same.
It's the first for all of us, as always. You know, I'm always the one to bring out the sort of different promotions for us to watch here on the GRONKCAST to learn something new in the land of professional wrestling, whether it's good, bad, or in between. And this is no different here today, ladies and gentlemen.
Boys, all right. So, as you said, December 23rd, 1988. Ed kicks us off. Ed Wallen? Is that how we say it?
Yeah, something like that, like Wayland or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, Wayland. That's it. Starts off the show. What a snazzy suit, man. In 88, dude, he was getting it. You know what I mean? With his broadcast partner, the Bulldog man, Bob Brown, who honestly looks related to me. I can't lie. This man's related to me somehow.
Oh, he has a fat
I
head.
could definitely see it.
I think he's got a fat cock too.
I wouldn't put it past him, brother.
I don't even know what to fucking say, man. God damn.
Kicking it off hot, boys. Now the big thing on the agenda, they say, is the $10,000 battle royale. Now $10,000 in 1988 is a lot of money. That's a lot of money now. Don't get me wrong, but 1988, that's some coin.
We're counting for inflation, brother. That's a big bank back then. You know,
It is. Bob Brown says that they've had their differences, him and Ed, but he's ready to go, and he has a winner in mind for the Battle Royal, which I didn't actually catch who he said, so I don't know if you boys did, but...
I believe he said... I'm just going to chuck a name out there. I think he might have said either Gamma Singh or the Cuban Assassin.
Okay. Right then, he picked Muckinson.
Fuck, it was. Okay, well, fair enough.
Yeah, it was Muckinson. Then later on in the show, he does like the Jerry Lawler thing where he picks like other people that's going to win it instead.
He was very, he reminded me a lot of Jerry Lawler. Mm-hmm. Like, without being a complete creep, though.
What I will say, these two on commentary, they gave me Gorilla Monsoon and like Bobby Heenan vibes.
Okay.
Like...
Don't insult two of the greatest like that ever again.
No, Tom.
Ed reminded me of Ned Flanders. Ed Flanders.
Oh, Ed Flanders.
In looks and in sound, yes. He is very Ned Flanders.
Stupid, sexy Flanders.
Oh, there's nothing sexy about fucking Ed Wayland.
Oh, right. Ed was pulling bitches left and right, brother. What do you mean? Come on
Ted
now.
is a bitch. He's the fucking worst, man. I hated this fucking guy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I'm ready. We're getting our Jake Roberts 2.0.
Here we go. We know Tom's agenda here on this episode. Fuck me.
Yes. But the opening
Yeah,
match
it's going
was
to bury the
Sorry,
fuck
go on.
out of Ed Whalen. That's my fucking agenda. Fuck this guy.
No, fuck you.
Let's go.
Oh.
Opening match, this is a weird production style. I mean, it's very 80s, right? Just like straight into a match, just like bang, let's go, and it's like that. It's really weird. But the opening match is the Cuban Assassin taking on Biff Wellington, also known as Beef Wellington.
Also known as Jake the Snake Roberts with short hair, pretty much. And,
He's Jake the Trouser Snake.
Oh,
Jake
fuck.
the trousers. Oh my god.
Oh my, Tom's on
Um,
fire tonight,
no.
boys.
The match starts off pretty hot with a takedown from Biff, and the Cuban Assassin, man, he looks like a beast, like like a literal beast. Ed Whalen then calls Cuban Assassin ugly and basically says that first cousins shouldn't reproduce. I don't know the exact line he used, but it was very to that point.
Yeah, I kind of wrote it down as Ed straight up asked, or is like, looking at the Cuban Assassin, you'll see proof that the cousins shouldn't marry. And then Bob asks him, like, Bob Brown's like, well, why do you say that? He's like, because he's ugly. Like,
Yeah.
just no filter whatsoever. And I was like, all right, I can kind of respect that.
That's the one good thing Ned said. Somehow we're actually past the 5-minute mark, yet we're 3 minutes in. And I got confused in this first match, but it happens a lot.
No, but,
Like, we'll be like,
see, I don't know
sorry.
if I should just bring this up now, because this is my one major fucking gripe with this show.
Okay,
right?
go.
The editing of this show, in terms of the matches,
Yeah.
really was like, and we see it more throughout the show, and particularly in the main event battle royal for me. And it's
so
like,
bad.
fuck, if we're not going to show the full match, then
Don't show it.
then
Or just do
don't
highlights.
or do highlights. Like, what the fuck? Why are we getting this cut short? I mean, it's bad enough we don't get entrances. We like that. The whole editing as a whole just was weird to me, and I don't know. I just fuck.
Yeah, welcome to 1988 wrestling. This is what everything was fucking doing back then. Like, that's like, I don't know how to say it. It's just fucking bad, man. Like,
you sure they were doing this in all wrestling 1988 or?
then like WWF, most of the wrestling, I mean, it wasn't this bad, but it was bad. Like, they cut out way too much just to try to get those fucking time constraints down perfect because they couldn't go over.
I feel like NWA still do that.
Oh yeah, no, NWA is fucking garbage, but that's whatever.
Tom's on a fucking warpath tonight, and I'm all for it.
I'm burning all the fucking bridges. I don't give a shit tonight.
Oh,
We're getting cancelled tonight, boys. Cuban Assassin hurts his head early, and he keeps grasping at it. What the fuck happened there? Does anyone know?
I think he just got dropped on his head. Oh no, it was during the it was right after you call him ugly. Cuban Assassin's in some kind of submission hold. I don't remember what it was, but he goes for like the hitman spot where he runs up the turnbuckle and throws himself backwards. And as he climbs the turnbuckle, and it's like kind of horizontal from the top rope just out, and Biff's holding him. Biff says like "fuck this," and then just throws him down, and he just slams his head hard on the mat. Which it looked like really cool. It was fucking great counter. Just no, fuck this guy. But that was it.
Yeah. Okay. Because he was definitely playing on it or something. And as I said, somehow we're already 5 minutes in. Yet we're actually 3 minutes into the whole video.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we get a 2 count by Cuban, and then he does it another time, and another time, and another time, and another time, and another time. And obviously, keep in mind this is not. Sorry, yeah, go on.
No, I was going to say just so while all these 2 counts are going on and on and on, Ed Whalen says something that I still don't understand what the fuck he meant.
Ed Flanders.
He says, and I fucking quote this, okay? This is one of the dumbest lines I've ever heard in wrestling.
Okay.
If Dynamite was brains, he wouldn't be able to blow his hat off. And And then he even admits, I don't know what that means. So
Yes,
this fucknut doesn't even know his own words. It's so bad.
I got a question, Tom.
Yes.
Oh.
Was this as bad as XPW commentary or worse?
Ooh, fuck, dude.
Ooh.
Like,
Ooh.
you can tell the XPW people watched Ed Whalen to learn how to do commentary.
And Joey Styles, but like didn't take the good parts of Joey Styles.
No. They went, okay, Joey Styles is popular, so we'll do that scream. But like, how do we talk?
Yes.
Oh, let's just follow Ed Whalen from Stampede Wrestling. That's a good fucking guy.
Brother, at this point, I think they said throughout the show, like, Ed Whalen had been in the business for like 20, 30 years, brother.
Yeah, he said like 31 years or something.
He's a veteran.
What the fuck was he doing for 30 years?
He was a timekeeper.
Dude, I don't even think he could do that right.
Oh.
He obviously couldn't fucking do that right. We're 3 minutes in the video and we're 7 minutes in the match somehow.
Good call. I give
That
you
is
that.
that is a great call, Tom. Fuck.
Obviously, keep in mind this isn't flippy wrestling, spot fest stunts. Like this is just wrestling, you know, pro wrestling. But we get a power slam by Biff Wellington. Bob Brown says that the Weasel is Cuban's manager and he has a lot of talent, but I'm yet to see it. But trust me, I will see him a lot because he's on every fucking match
he's
of the
every
card.
fucking heel's manager, bro. Fucking Weasel. How much is he paying all the heel wrestlers, brother, to be there? My fucking
Dude.
Lord.
Does anyone else think the Weasel looks like Jimmy Hart dressed as an Iraqi person?
Yeah. You know, Davari.
That's all I can think of
Jimmy
the whole
Davari.
time.
Biff Wellington. Dude, I actually thought he was pretty decent. Like Biff. He was very like explosive when hitting the ropes. Like I actually didn't mind him. I actually thought he was pretty good. He was trained by Bret Hart, by the way, for those who wanted to know.
Oh.
Everybody here was, dude. It's the fucking Stampede Wrestling owned by Stu Hart.
I know.
Everybody's a fucking dungeon guy.
It's true. It's true. Cuban, dude, did you notice Cuban's fucking nipples, dude? They were massive. Like that boy had some pepperonis.
I see what your priorities are, brother. I did not take notice of the nipples, but
The return of horny ass Matt right here. We're talking about the dude's nipples.
We're back. Nothing like a bit of 1988 nibbles. Anyway.
To quote fucking Guido, I think you just like that man's nipples.
100%, man. 100%. We get a backbreaker from Cuban, but only a 2 count. Biff Wellington's then thrown. Oh my God, dude. How many times did they get thrown out the fucking ring? How many times did Cuban throw Wellington out of the ring?
Dude, it had to be at least like 5 times.
Yeah, it was a fair few
least.
times. Fair few times.
And they were just running the same spot. Irish whip, duck, clothesline. Okay, throw you out of the ring. That was the whole match.
Yeah, but
And
I think,
liked this match.
did they have a rule at the time where you weren't allowed to throw people over the top rope? I don't know. Because again, later on in the match, we see the yellow card being pulled out from the
Yeah,
referee.
that was
So-
I think that was for something else.
Mm.
Which we'll get
I don't know, man. I thought it was for throwing him out of the ring so many times too. But I know back in the day, like in the 80s and 70s and stuff, some promotions and some territories still had a rule where it was if you threw him over the top rope to the ground, it was a disqualification. That's why he made sure he threw him between the ropes, because that's not a DQ. But if you go up and over, it is. And if you watch the early like Royal Rumbles, I think they even mentioned like usually this would be a disqualification, but in this type of matchup, it is not. Like only in like a battle royal type of scenario is it okay to throw them over the top rope.
Oh yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Cuban then hits a back elbow and then goes for another pin, only a 2 count. Awesome. Throws him out again. Good times. Ed Whalen says that the Weasel sucks, and then Bob Brown just shoots on Ed. Wellington's looking for a diving knee, but Ed says as he falls, that was a 1-point landing. Oh my God. It was bad. Biff's then looking for a running splash, but cops some brutal knees into the midsection. We're officially at the 15-minute mark. No, we're not. We're at about the 11-minute mark. But anyway, as Cuban scoop slams Biff. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say there's another great line when Brown and Biff started. Or, I'm sorry, Brown and Ed started yelling at each other. Brown just starts
Yeah.
randomly saying, "You don't like me, do you?" And Ed goes, "Well, you're not my biggest crush." What?
What the fuck?
That's how you tell someone you don't like them when you're not my biggest crush? Fuck off, Ed Whalen.
It's Ned
Wow.
Flanders, dude. I'm telling you.
Ed Flanders.
It might be because later on in the show, like right before the quote unquote 15-minute mark, he says something like, "The weasel sucks. That's the worst comment I've ever made, but it's applicable." Fuck off.
Jeez.
Like I don't like this
man.
fucking guy.
I don't
want
want
neighborino.
I don't want Ed to fucking lose his fucking mind, brother. I don't want him to blow up, have a gasket. Fuck me. That could be
I want him to.
Well,
That way I get some action in this fucking match.
I actually really like the way, as I said, that Biff moved in the ring, and Ed says that he can tell that Bobby's under stress, and Bob Brown agrees he's mad tonight. Oh my god! Gets some right hands into a headlock from Cuban. Biff once again explodes, ducks the strike, and hits a flying clothesline. Oh wow, okay. Biff then throws Cuban into the corner, and Cuban sells it like a fucking sack of potatoes, man. He hits the thing and then acts like he slipped on a banana peel. It was so like just cartoonish.
Yeah, dude. All we needed was like the feet wiggling and like the little boop, 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 like type of noise.
Yeah,
100%.
It was at this point when Ed says quite possibly the worst line he says all fucking night, which is like, "Oh, this match has been fantastic. It's been a ring-a-ding-dong dandy."
I'm telling you, man, that is something Ned Flanders would say.
That is.
Oh,
Ned Flanders.
100,000% is. But fuck this guy. It makes me so mad because, like, dude, there are so many great fucking announcers, especially in the 80s and coming into the 90s. And like, you could tell these guys were like, "Oh, we're gonna try to be like them, but we don't want to be like quote unquote as offensive as them and try to be more Canadian and more proper or whatever the fuck." And they just come out as dorks, both of them. There's a couple of fucking dweebs, and I can't stand it. And Ed Whalen is so much worse because he's like, "I have 30 years in the business, yet you talk like you fucking just started yesterday. Like, what the fuck are you doing in this business, dude?"
Cuban then Irish whips and then misses the strike as Wellington hits a crossbody, then a suplex only for a 2 count. Irish whip by Cuban again, but reversed into a sunset flip. 2 count. 30 seconds to go. Another Irish whip and a clothesline from Wellington. Only a 2 count. 15 seconds left. Now a backbreaker into a 2.5. And the bell rings. Too late. We got a draw. 20-minute time limit draw.
Riveting stuff here, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
The first match we see on this card is a fucking 20-minute draw, and all I can think of is, fuck you, BT. Like, you're making me watch all this shit. This is all your fault.
Oh, brother, come on now. This is a great match. Come on now. This was match of the year contender for 1988.
You know what's
I'm about to say, even in 88, this match sucked ass. What year do you think this was a match of? Maybe 1888, this match was a fucking barn burner.
Oh,
the fucking referee thought this was fucking soccer or football and was like, "All right, yellow card for you." Like, what the fuck was happening in this fucking dog shit match?
That wasn't in this match. That was in a different match.
It was ding dong dandy dog shit is what this match was.
Oh man.
Oh my fuck.
Look, I'm gonna rate this match higher than you guys. I know it.
Go ahead. Go, Matt.
So I liked probably the first half of the match, and then it just got repetitive. Dodge the clothesline, hit a clothesline, Irish whip, throw you out of the ring. And then I was just like, man, this is getting old. You know what I mean? So I'm going to give it something I feel is very high for what it was. Yeah. And maybe it's just because I was like, you know how like some things are just like aesthetic. Like this was kind of cool for me because I'd never seen it. It was from like fucking 11 years before I was born. You know what I mean? So like this is different for me, and I enjoy watching different things. So I gave this a 4 out of 10 for Bret Hart. 4 out of 10.
Well, I'm going to go a little bit higher than you, Matt. Believe it or not.
Okay.
I gave this a 4.95. I thought this match was very slow at times, just dragging along, fucking boring. But then there were some high points here and there, and Wellington, he looked pretty good. Cuban Assassin is a fucking beast, I must say. But there was some just goofy shit in this match. The yellow card, the soda selling was goofy as fuck. And then for it to end in a time limit draw, it's just like, really? After the supposed 20-minute match that we only seen like 10 minutes of.
I'm glad.
It's a fucking time limit draw. But you know what? This is okay. For its time, I give it the benefit of a doubt. It was okay, so I give it a 4.95.
If this match, if they only did all their spots once instead of fucking 9 times each, and this match wouldn't have gone 20-minute draw, it would have went 5 minutes clean, like about 5 to 6 minutes. And if they would have had a finish, like an actual pinfall submission, this match would have been good. It would have been legitimately fun, like fun, fine, whatever. These two guys were great. Nothing against Biff, nothing against the Cuban Assassin. Both great workers, whatever. I enjoyed watching those two do their couple spots that they knew how to do. The manager Weasel guy on the outside, I like that he was sitting there cheering on his guy and trying to get the crowd into it because the crowd didn't give two fucks about either of these two at all. Yeah. Like they were dead silent through most of the match. The announcers were fucking annoying the entire match. Like I didn't give a shit about either one of them, why they were arguing. I didn't care. Like I wanted to mute the TV. I was so fucking annoyed with these guys. And again, they did the same spots over and over and over, like Matt was saying, and it just drew out the match and made it very boring and very, like, halfway through the match, I shouldn't feel like I've seen this match 3 times already. And that's what I was feeling. And for all that bullshit just to end in a draw, it was fucking annoying, dude. I gave this shit a 2. Like, it sucked. I gave 1 point to Biff, 1 point to Cuban Assassin. Fuck everything else about this match.
That's fair.
That is fair enough. I don't blame you.
It definitely, like, I would have been so much happier if this went half the time and had a finish, as you said. Like,
yeah, great. Yeah.
Could have been so much better. Oh, boy. Now it's time for more Ed Whalen. He's now with the British Bulldogs and asked them about being basically, he first asked them, this is a weird thing to, like, when you start off an interview, you normally say, like, it's great to have you here. You've been killing it lately, or something like that, right? Yeah. No. He asks them, doesn't say anything else, but I've heard that tag teams are nervous to come here because of you guys and be around you guys. What the fuck? You have a tag team division. You have a tag match on this show.
Nah, they're nervous, brother. They're nervous.
I hated that. I did hate that. They say that they've been around the world 4 times or something. They're WWF tag team champions for the longest time. It doesn't matter if you come from Australia, Vancouver, or anywhere else. We will never back down. Dynamite then says...
Is that what they said? Because I'll tell you exactly what I heard. I heard Davey Boy Smith go... Motherfucker is mumbling in the thickest British accent you've ever heard. I was like, oh my God, this guy, you can't talk for shit. And then Dynamite opens his mouth and I go, fucking never mind.
And he says, man. Let's not forget about Terry Funk. He says, let's not forget about Terry Funk Jr. And he goes, Terry Funk and Dory Jr. and the Road Warriors. Basically, bring it on. We're not going anywhere. It was just a really weak promo.
Oh, they sounded just so bored and fucking monotone. Like, they just couldn't care less. They would rather be anywhere else in the world right now than in the arena cutting this promo.
They sounded almost as bored as Stu Hart did later.
Oh. Well, at least Stu Hart was in grieving, so I'll give him a pass. But
exactly.
These two, I mean, granted, neither of them are known for their fucking mic skills at all. No one's ever been like, yo, did you see that killer British Bulldog promo? Never.
Never.
Did you see the way fucking Dynamite Kid cut into his opponent? Never. They're not known for that. But even then, it's like, pretend like you want to fucking be there. Like, Bulldog, you're about, like, you meet your wife through this promoter. Fucking act like you want to be there. Davey Boy Smith says they've been undefeated 4 times. That's not how it fucking works. You can be undefeated once and then you lose and then you're never undefeated again. You don't get to reset the streak.
I think I think what he said, and I'm definitely not justifying what he said because he's a fucking idiot. But he said they've been around the world undefeated 4 times, and as you said, that makes no sense.
Yeah,
But they just stumbled over all of this. Like, it was bad.
yeah, dude. This is the classic case of brawn, not brains, for fucking sure, man.
Next match we get Great Gamma, which is Great Gamma was in WWF actually. Gamma Singh. I don't know if you guys remember him at all. Jinder Mahal is his nephew, if that helps.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So Great Gamma starts off hot again. Oh, and he's taking on Tommy Ferrara. Like that. Yeah. He starts off hot against Ferrara. Oh, man, with some strikes and elbows. Once again, guys, 20-minute time limit. Just keep that in mind, all right?
Yep.
Great Gamma has just toured South Africa. Bob Brown says he is a great piece of talent. We get a huge kick to the face of Tommy Ferrara as some bloke is just laughing in the crowd. Like,
I think that was the Weasel. Honestly.
You know what it probably was? But it was like loud and like constant throughout this match.
Yeah, dude. It's it's like, all right, dude, calm down.
Yeah, it was not funny. We got a shoulder breaker by Gamma that actually looked nice. I like that shoulder breaker. We get an Irish whip into a clothesline, which is the move of the night so far. You get some more strikes by the Great Gamma and a kick to the midsection. Tommy Ferrara then leapfrogs Gamma twice and then looks for a sunset flip, but instead is just punched in the fucking face. And then is then put into a backbreaker. Gamma's pretty decent in the ring, and he hits a pretty nice suplex. Then get a small package by Gamma, but it's only a 2 count. Gamma then has him in for a sleeper hold, and then they do the whole arm thing 3 times, and he's passed out. That's it.
Now, I was going to ask you guys this before we get into like the ratings and shit. Have you ever seen someone lose to the hand going down all 3 times? I know that's like a more old school wrestling type of thing, and they don't do it really at all anymore, or like in the like 2000s and late 90s. So I was just wondering if you guys had ever seen that before.
I have, but normally if they do the whole 3 thing, it's either a squash match. I mean, this was a squash match, but I'm saying like 2 minutes, or they at least, you know, get strong again at least once, and then it'll happen later in the match. I've never seen it really just like this, you know?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen the whole 3-arm gimmick before, but like, as Matt said, it usually it's in like squash matches or just like. But I've never really seen it like this. I don't know. I know I would have seen it before, but like I can't think off the top of my head.
Roman, didn't they? When he was doing like the guillotine and stuff.
Maybe. Actually,
that I have no idea.
I don't know.
But I can't remember. But yeah, it's definitely rare.
Yeah, because I was thinking about it. I was like, the only time I ever really see it like this is like $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase putting on the $1 Million Dream, or Bruce Beefcake putting in his sleeper hold, and that's about it.
Don't ask me why, but I gave it a 5.25. Solid. It made this Gamma guy look pretty good. You know, Gamma dominated. He picked up the win with the 3-arm gimmick. Like, dude, he looked good. It was a quick match. I digged it.
Yep.
I gave this match a 3. It wasn't bad by no means. I just wish the guys would have worn different gear. So as I was kind of paying attention, I could have known who was who a lot easier.
They both wore red.
Yeah, they both wore red with like black boots and like the same fucking knee pads and no elbow pads. It was like, what the fuck are y'all doing? The only thing I want to say is another big fuck you to Ed, because he straight up just fucking buries Ferrara in this match on commentary. He's like, oh yeah, I talked to him backstage. I think he's a nice young man, but obviously new to the business. It's like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Like, you can word that differently where it's like, yeah, he's still fresh out of wrestling school, but he's got a good future ahead of him or something like that. Make him sound better. It's like, no, that's obviously this fucking dickbag is brand new and doesn't know shit.
You definitely could,
You're burying
just
him.
say-
You're fucking making Gama look like he's beating up some fucking random jabroni. Come on,
Yeah.
dude. You should be better
know,
than this.
Just saying something like, oh, clearly Gamma has a little bit more experience, but this guy's got a bright future. Exactly what, pretty much what you said. But like, well, what a fucking loser.
Fuck you, Ned Flanders.
I didn't mind this match. As you said, it made Gamma look really strong. I thought he was a really good worker. I gave it a 4 out of 10, but it was the same thing of just it wasn't amazing, was it? Let's be quite honest. It wasn't amazing. So yeah, I gave it a 4 out of 10. Great Gamma cuts a promo after the match, and he says that he's lean and mean and he's been on all 7 continents and is undefeated. He says that the British puppy dogs will get straightened out and he wants the money from the Battle Royal.
The worst part about this promo is towards the end, he says he's going to win the Battle Royal tonight and he's going to win some title soon. I can't remember what the name of the title was. He's like, yeah, I don't know who's holding it, but I'm gonna beat him for it. So how do you not know the fucking champion who you're going after? Just ask somebody, yo, who's the champion? Morocco, neat. Like, fucking come on.
Wasn't there some like North American championship or some shit?
Some shit like that. I don't know. He said like words, and I was like, I'm not paying attention. I don't care.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, it was whatever. So I've actually I just wanted to say, this is after his WWF run, I believe. Well, it's during. Sorry, it is during his WWF run.
Okay, is it like an actual run, or is he just going up there doing like enhancement work and shit like that?
Well, he's like undercard at like house shows, and he was on like Primetime Wrestling and a couple like Tuesday Night Titans and stuff like that.
So you're telling me he's a jabroni? Is that what you're trying to tell me, or?
Yeah, I'm still surprised you guys haven't. I mean, maybe I'm not surprised you haven't heard of him. I don't know. He took on Johnny Rods.
Fuck, mate.
I know that.
I remember that giant fucking Gamma Singh versus Johnny Rod's fucking rivalry up there with like Taker, Mankind, Brett, Shawn, Singh, and fucking Rods. Like they're the 3 greatest rivalries of all time.
Should have seen when he threw him off the cage, brother.
Oh, dude. That was worse when he threw him through the cage, not even off of it.
Oh my.
Stu Hart's here and he's with Ned Flanders. And they mentioned the passing of is it David Rule? Yes, yep. And Stu basically says that he made the full Nelson well respected and he was a great human being. That's about it. So up next, we get the Singh brothers taking on Kim Shaw and DeFosse.
Yes, Gilles DeFosse. I think it was.
Look at me go, boys.
Look at you, yes.
Had to be one of the 4, right? The Singhs start out and Ed says that all 4 are not particularly popular. So basically they're all heels in this match. And I
think it's 2 heels and 2 shitbags that no one knows.
Because the crowd did not give a fuck.
No.
We get a big back body drop by Mark and Singh, who is
Bastion Booger from the WWF.
Yeah. And you wouldn't know unless you cut his hair off. He looks so different with hair. These are some big boys, by the way. The Singhs are big boys. Ed then says he never tells a lie and he calls someone a blob.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
Not only does he say that he doesn't tell a lie, but he says it like, and I never tell a lie. So there. I'm like, man, shut up. Fuck off. Go away. Let Bulldog do one-man commentary style. Just get the fuck out of here.
It's Vulcan, yeah? Vulcan?
Vulcan. Yeah.
Vulcan, yeah, something like that. Hits a suplex with the bridge, but can't get a 3. Markin, this is so fucked. Like, say that name back to back, it's hard. Basically hits the lift off on DeFosse, if you've seen that clip at all. You know what I mean? Air DeFosse,
Mhm.
am I right, BT?
What? DeFosse? What?
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Air
already know.
DeFosse.
Yeah. Bro, he's a
Yeah,
legend.
yeah. What? BT doesn't get it.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah, whatever reference you're trying to fucking pull on me. I
Oh,
don't know.
it's fucking not as bad as fucking GRONKCAST 2000.
Papa, that is genius work. What do you mean?
Oh my god.
Fuck.
The Singh boys are apparently toying with Kim and DeFosse, says Bob Brown. We get a choke slam by Voken Singh. Singh's manager is going absolutely crazy on the outside, which I'm pretty sure was that a different manager or was that the same fucking dude again?
Same fucking
Bro,
Weasel.
Weasel was out there all night long, brother.
Yeah.
Every single match,
Yeah.
Weasel was out there with the heels.
He was going nuts. Mike Shaw is the former name of Markin Singh. Why would they just say it like that?
Because Ed fucking Whalen is an idiot. That's why he's just like, fuck it, I'll give y'all his real name. Y'all want his address and phone number too? Fuck it. He's a fucking moron.
Do you think he said it on accident and then was like, fuck, what do I do?
No, I think he's a fucking idiot and just said it.
Because he
Because he did it once, waited 3 minutes, and did it again.
Yeah. Apparently they're just punishing Kim and Fosse once again. We're at the 5-minute mark, so guys, still potentially 15 minutes to go. Am I right?
Oh yeah.
It was all the Singhs, and we get a huge belly to belly power slam by Voken Singh, which was actually kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh yeah, no,
And then we
it
get
was
a
sick as hell.
Yeah, then we get a tag to Markin, who then hits a power slam and then a splash from the second rope for a 3 count. The Singhs continue to beat them down and throw them over the top rope. I gave this match a 3.5 out of 10. And the only reason I rated it that high was because I really fucking liked that belly to belly, and the splash looked kind of nice, especially for that time.
Yeah,
That's
I gave it a 3 myself. I really like the Singhs. They were actually a good heel tag team, beating the shit out of DeFosse and Shaw. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, that's it. Just a 3. Solid little squash match to make the tag team look good.
I gave it a 4.45. The Singh brothers. To be fair, I do love the Singh brothers. Their work 30 years later with Jinder Mahal. Actually, fucking rate that. Good shit from them.
Oh my god, dude!
God, I did not
can't.
put those together.
You can't. Oh my god!
Holy fuck!
Were they the olden day Maharaja then?
Mate, they were the old time Maharajan fucking dogs.
Talking about the Makan Raja? Is Makan Singh? Nope. Okay. Fucking BT, god damn it. Oh,
first Chavo now this. Honestly, start to worry. We should watch JCW, boys.
Brother, I needed to spice up the fucking product, brother. 4.45. Again, the Singh brothers looked good, and these other two guys, they did their job. They put the Singh brothers over, and it was okay for what it was. Squash match. I gave it a 4.45.
Bob Brown is talking with the Singhs. Markan says, you show up and we're ready for the Bulldogs. All right, okay, awesome. We have the strategy, but we need the money, and then we're coming after the belts. Vulcan then says he's been working hard to tag team with his brother, and now they finally done it, right? That was the whole gimmick, I guess. You work hard enough, you get in the ring, then we'll tag. Markan then says one of the best things on this show. When a dog is scared, they piddle on the floor, and then you smack him in the nose with some newspaper. What the fuck?
Did you get part 2 of that fucking line? Because part 2 of that line is, see, we don't have paper. We just have these 4 fists. So it's like, oh, cool. So the British Bulldogs are going to piddle on the floor, and then the Karachi Vice is just going to beat the fuck out of him for it. Dude, I was laughing so fucking hard. I was like, that's the dumbest and greatest shit I've ever heard in a promo. I loved it so much. It's so good.
It's so 80s, though, isn't it?
Oh, fuck yes.
Yeah. Next match, we get Chris Benoit. Very early Chris Benoit taking on Jerry Morrow. Once again, guys, the Weasel's out here with Jerry. It just doesn't stop. And they hug to start the match. Yeah. Jerry then starts off strong, but Benoit catches him with an arm drag into a drop kick. And like, that was the most fucking exciting thing that's happened on the show so far. A drop kick. I'm like, oh my God. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and a good looking one too, man.
Yeah, for sure. Look, man, we won't get into the whole Benoit thing. Fuck, he was good in the ring. And like, this match was good from him. Anyway. Benoit then pulls Jerry into the ring from the apron, which was nice. He kind of just like threw him over the top. It was like a really nice way of doing it. But he like yanked on the ropes, which then sent him in. Benoit then has Morrow in an arm drag type. Oh, sorry, like arm bar type maneuver, slowing things down, and we see it a bit. Morrow then hits a big shoulder tackle, and Benoit hits like this. I don't even know what to call it, man. They called it. What are they saying? No, you know what Ed said? Round the merry-go-round. What did you think of that?
Of course he did. The merry-go-round is yeah.
So it was like an arm drag, like it was like a really strange like arm drag. I'll call it that.
It was a Japanese arm drag that Steamboat did all the time.
True. I don't know why they didn't just call it an arm drag, but it wasn't arm drag.
In their 30 years in the business, they haven't seen anything like that.
I know. Like, I think they threw me off so much that I was like, fuck, was that an arm drag? And I was like, it just fucked me. It just fucked me in the head. Ed fucked me. Standard. Morrow then ducks a boot from Benoit, but back into the armbar. Benoit's taking control and working over Morrow. Ed and Bob Brown put over the fact that Benoit has a bright future ahead of himself. Test of strength now between Morrow and Benoit, and Morrow is the bigger man by 20 pounds. And they really like to put that over back in the day. Hey, like, this guy's got he's 6'2" and he's 6'1", so there's a little bit of a height difference. And then we, fast forward 20 years and we got Rey Mysterio taking the Big Show.
Yeah. Well, this is the era of big boy wrestler is top dog. You know that.
Yes, very much so. So he attempts to take down Benoit, but then Benoit monkey flips Morrow, and I was like, dude, this is class. Both men can go, by the way. It's not just Benoit. Benoit did the flashier stuff, but both men could go. Another arm drag by Benoit into an arm triangle. The manager then says, they call the manager over to the announce table, all right, or the press table they call it, I believe. And he said they basically try and say that he knows no English, and he says some words which I'm not going to replicate. Then they weren't English. Said like, you know how Borat goes, very nice, but he was like, Bob Brown, very very good, and then that was it.
Yeah, he spoke in like very generic broken English, like, oh look, I'm not making fun of any particular people, but you know who I'm making fun of.
Legit, yeah.
It was bad.
It was really bad. And like, I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying, like, if I could give you an accent, it was Borat. Like, because it was that. It wasn't actually an accent. It was a forced accent. Like, it was bad. We're now nearing the 10-minute mark, which would be the halfway point, potentially. Jerry Morrow dodges a running move from Benoit and then sends Benoit to the outside. We get an 8 count. Do they count it so fast back in the day on the outside?
Yeah, they did like it was you have 8 seconds or 10 seconds. There's no like referee's discretion. It was all right, we have it till the count of 10, and I will count 10 as fast as I can. I don't give a shit. I've
been watching Sesame Street, like I'm counting, boy.
Exactly.
But we get a nice suplex from Morrow, and only a 2 count, of course. A back body drop on Benoit again, only a 2 count because his foot was on the rope, which was nice to see. We don't see that much in wrestling, but when it's done, I think it's done well. Benoit's thrown into the corner and then whipped hard into the other corner. Backbreaker from Morrow, and Jerry's been in control probably for around the last 4 minutes. We get a headlock from Jerry, and Benoit's shoulders are down, but only gets a 2 count. So he's got him in this headlock, but his shoulders keep going down, so he's getting like the 1, then he gets a hand up, 1 hand up. You know how it goes. Jerry then looks for like I don't even know how to explain, like a tilt-a-whirl kind of move, I guess. But Benoit turns it into like a tombstone pile driver. It was weird. It was like a power slam tombstone. It was solid though. And then looks for a diving headbutt, but it's counted. Bob Brown says he should show Benoit what wrestling is all about. Okay, buddy.
I have fucking Bulldog Brown, mate. He wanted to wrestle Benoit. Get back in the ring, brother.
He did. We get a neck breaker from Morrow, but only a 2 count. Bob Brown says he's going to British Columbia and they don't like him. Okay. Then get a headbutt from Morrow and a big slam as he's starting to get very cocky, climbs to the top rope, hits a splash, but kind of hits Benoit's knee. So both men are hurt at this point. It was
yeah,
yeah.
it looked like Benoit got the knees up like a second too late.
Yes.
So he just kind of like need him in the side of the ribs instead of like on the gut, like you're supposed to, whatever. And you know that had to suck for both guys.
Oh,
Especially
dude.
fucking
that looked rough.
what's his face?
Jerry Morrow, yeah.
Yeah, Morrow. Sorry, yeah, I couldn't think of his name.
Oh, yeah. Like I think that would have fucking sucked. Benoit then hits a big clothesline and a monkey flip out of the corner, but only a 2 count. We get a back body drop by Benoit, then into a suplex, only a 2 count again. Then some strikes and chops, and then a springboard crossbody by Morrow in the corner. Let's go. And Benoit rolls through for a pin. He rolls through, gets a pin into a 3-man. I was like, what? Like, I was expecting to see the diving headbutt. Like, they were teasing it so much.
Yeah, dude. The finish of this match was completely out of left field, and I loved it. Yeah. I absolutely loved it. So I was like, okay, they're going to do this. Oh, shit, that's it? Hell yeah. Like, it really did catch me off guard, and I always like that in wrestling. I give this match a 6. I actually really, really enjoyed it. I figured it was going to be, all right, cool, young Chris Benoit versus some guy I've never seen before. Probably going to be like about 4 or 5 minutes. Bit like the older guys coming out. Morrow's probably going to go over, whatever. Like, I wasn't expecting a whole lot. But then I started watching this match more and more, and I was like, yo, this match is actually really fucking good. Like, I really enjoyed it. I thought it looked great. Benoit was no pun intended, and please don't take it the wrong way, but the dude was a killer from the start, man. You can see it here. Yeah. Like, he was just scary in the ring, and it's so cool to see it, that he was always that good, not just towards the end of his career.
And just to add what you said, like, he could snap in the ring. Like, as in, like, okay, you're running, I'm going to arm drag you, but it's going to be the quickest fucking arm drag you've ever seen, and you're going to eat that mat. I gave this one a 6.5. Yeah, I really enjoyed this match too. Once again, I feel for me, like, I haven't watched this sort of wrestling in so long. Like, probably haven't watched this, like, older style wrestling in probably like a good 6-7 months. So for me, it was cool to come back to this sort of stuff. So probably where it got that maybe 1 extra point or 0.5. But yeah, it was really fun, man. It was a really good match.
I'm on the same boat as Tom. I gave it a 6. Like this, I knew when I picked the show and I seen Benoit was on the card and he was in a match, and I'm like, oh, surely this has to be good. It has to be good, and this delivered, man. Like, both men went out there and they stepped it up another level. They were probably in the back watching this show, and they're like, oh fuck, this show is so basic ass fucking bullshit thus far. You know what? Let's just step it up a notch with this match, and they did that, man. And there was some really cool stuff in this match. Benoit looking like an absolute star, and you already know how good he was going to be in the ring, just in this match alone. And the other guy, man, give him his props too.
Yeah, dude. Jerry Morrow, man.
Jerry Morrow, give him his props. It takes 2 to tango. It takes 2 to get the job done, and he definitely put in his work as well for this match. So, as again, I gave it a 6.
After the match, Strangler Steve comes out. Oh boy, how would you explain this guy? Just jacked to the gills, wearing a pink Gold's Gym shirt, or like tank top or tank or whatever you want to call it. And he basically says he's perfection. There is no getting better than this body. And then Ed asks him to show off his body a little bit, which is okay, Ed. Stupid, sexy Flanders. He then shows off his 29-inch biceps.
Yeah, 29, brother. Hogan, brother. 24? Oh, brother, you got nothing on this guy.
Strangler Steve got your number.
I wish he would have strangled the fuck out of Ed at this point.
Steve then says he's going to win the Battle Royal because it's like taking kids out of little. It's taking money out of little kids' hands. What
taking the kids out of his parents' hands? What the fuck were you about to say?
I was about to say taking kids out of money's hands, and I was like, what? Look, man, this is a struggle. I'm reading names that I've only read like twice before.
I'm gonna win this Battle Royal because it's like taking fat bitches away from MAXHITMATT. Fucking boom. Let's go.
That's pretty hard. This guy is weird, and he calls himself one of the best human beings and athletes on the planet. He says, "But I'm not being braggalocious." And then Ed says, "Is that any relation to the word super fucking dickalicious, whatever the fuck it is? You know what I mean? What's the word? Super,
Super dickalicious.
yeah,
Delicious.
Super dickalicious.
you know the word. The
Steve,
super,
what the hell do you mean right now?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
you
Thank you,
couldn't
sir.
say it right either, so don't even.
Well, fuck you.
I can't
Super
get over dickalicious.
califragilistic expialidocious. I don't know. I knew I wasn't going to get through the whole word, so I changed it. It's what we do. We do things on the fly here. And the interviews are over. Anyway.
Yeah, dude, this was the 80s, man. Everything was alicious at the end of it. Bodacious
right.
or alicious or whatever the fuck. But Ed just
Dickalicious.
trying to, like, when he said that, anything like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, that's how it's done, Matt.
Ooh.
And Stringless Steve just looks at him like, the
And
fuck are you
UPT.
talking about?
Fuck you.
It was fucking
I'm pretty
hilarious.
sure it's dickalicious. Am I right?
Is that
Only
anything
it
like Fergalicious, but with like your Glenn Jacobs instead?
100%.
Oh, yes.
100%. Anyway, we won't talk about Fergie. Last time we spoke about Fergie, BT and I had some bad things to say.
No, it was mainly you, brother. Let's be real.
Yeah,
No,
that
it
was all
wasn't.
you, Matt.
It wasn't. Anyway,
Oh, it wasn't me. It was
No.
JR. Fuck off, cunt.
it was AI, bro. It was AI. What are you talking about? It was AI, dude. AI's coming pretty far, you know?
Nah.
Anyway, up next, we have Lethal Larry Cameron taking on Steve Blackman. And I was just really keen for this. Boy, was I
This
wrong.
was easily the match that, like, when I saw the card, I was like, oh, fuck yeah, we got an old Steve Blackman match. Let's go.
Dude.
And then I found out the other guy was named Lethal, and I was very angry. I was like, no. There's only one Lethal in wrestling, and that's Steve Blackman. Fuck this other guy.
Dude, okay, I got a question. So you guys remember seeing like old photos of Blackman when he was like super jacked, right?
Oh, yeah, dude. It's like my favorite picture.
Yeah.
Right. So he got really sick or something, is that? And then, yeah, so this would have been when he was super jacked, right?
Yeah, you couldn't tell because he was super fucking jacked in
No,
this match.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, don't get me wrong, he was jacked in like WWE, WWF.
Yeah, no, this is a different. Like in WWF, he was like big, but he was like super ripped.
Yeah.
Here, he's ripped, but he is just fucking. He's hitting the gym
He's a mountain.
hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
big fucking dude here.
Yeah. So I was just wanted to like get my timeline right. That's all.
Mhm.
But yeah, so Larry Cameron from Chicago and Steve Blackman from Philly, and Blackman's huge. I wrote it right there. Huge shoulder block, and straight away, and dude, this match. I was like, dude, this is gonna be big meaty men slapping meat. You know?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Blackman's then thrown to the outside, and the story goes that Lethal Larry has been squashing everyone lately, and Blackman has been in the ring longer than anyone else because he's already been in for 5 minutes. But it's been 12 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blackman hits they hit like European uppercuts back and forth, but they didn't know what to call them. They were like, oh, they're hitting strikes. What the fuck? We then get elbows now from Blackman, and there's strikes back and forth between him again into a drop kick by Blackman. We get a 1.5 count for Steve Blackman, they say. Then this is where it got weird. Steve Blackman then bounces Larry's head off the desk, and then Cameron does the same. So Lethal Larry. Lethal Larry then hits his head into the ring post and gets a yellow card.
Wait, before they hit the head on the table, they were on the other side of the ring. Blackman grabs him and walks him around like half the ring to slam his head on the thing. Doesn't attack him again to keep Larry kind of woozy. Just sits there and like hits him once and is like, all right, let's go for a walk.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on, Steve. You're better than this.
Especially this early in the match. Like, it's different if they're both struggling to stand, you know? I've never seen the yellow card rule before, obviously, before this fucking event. And then, dude, they get in the ring. We get a power slam from Lethal Larry, and it's a 3 count. It's over. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just ended so abruptly. I have no idea what the hell's going on.
Yeah. What did we give it, guys?
I gave it a 4. This is, you know what? Spoiler alert. This is my lowest rated match of the night, technically. So, but it's like, yeah, it was a squash match in all sense of the word. You know, they did their thing outside the ring, and yeah, as Tom said, like in Blackman just walking Lethal Larry around the ring like it's a nice day out in the park. Like, come on now, fucking hell. And yeah, they do their thing outside the ring. They get back in the ring, the power slam, and it's it. Like, we're 5 minutes into the match when the match first starts for the viewing audience. Like, what the fuck? That whole editing, bro. Again, and we'll get into this more in the main event.
Yeah.
Fuck me, man.
Fuck.
But yeah, look,
Sorry, go on.
Lethal Larry, he squashed him. He looked strong. I gave it a 4. It is what it is.
I fucking hated this match. So I gave this match a 2 out of 10 because it was just, we cut in at a weird spot. We got like 3 moves. It didn't feel like a squash to me, but then it was. It was so weird. Didn't like it. Hated the yellow card. Steve Blackman did the exact same thing Larry did, but didn't get a yellow card. It was fucked. 2 count. It's just 2 out of 10.
I gave it a 4 as well. I mean, it was cool seeing Blackman back in the early or in the late 80s, still only a couple years into his career. I like Larry Cameron for the most part, like Lethal Larry. I thought he was a pretty cool wrestler. Like, he looked good, had a unique look to him and everything like that. So I was like, all right, this could be good. Match, it was what it was. It wasn't the worst thing on the card by no means whatsoever. But yeah, it wasn't. I don't think this was either of their best matches.
Yeah, so then we get a promo from Lethal Larry and Ed. So Lethal Larry goes to grab the mic and Ed gets shitty. He basically says, you don't fucking grab. Oh, he doesn't say fucking. He goes, you don't grab the mic here. I hold the mic for you, blah, blah, blah. And they were like shooting, dude. They were mad.
You don't grab my flippity dippity mic. How diddly-o, neighborino.
Did anyone else expect Ed to just start throwing out racial slurs at that moment, or was it just me? Because I thought it was coming.
I don't know that Ned Flanders would do that. I think he'd just like damn him, you know?
Yeah, this is a different kind of Ned Flanders, though. This is Ed. Like, he was going to sit there and say, if you ever touch my microphone, you blankety, blankety, blank, blank, I will cut your fucking head off. Like, he was heated, brother. Heated.
He was mad.
Ed Flanders was going to put his Bible to the corner of the room and be like, you know what, I'm chucking out these racial slurs. You blippity bloopity blop. You son of a bitch.
Beat him with the fucking Bible, brother.
Oh, yeah, brother. Yeah. Don't touch my microphone.
I'm about to beat you with the hand of God.
Then Larry says that he's living on a block of ice, which is only fit for penguins, Eskimos, and polar bears. Lethal Larry then calls out Beef Wellington, Beef Biff. It's the same guy, so it doesn't matter. And Chris Benoit. What? This dude was what?
He's up there with the polar bears, brother.
That's it, man. That was weird. Now, guys, it is time for the 20-minute time limit, 15-man battle royal for $10,000.
Oh man, I can't wait to watch this full battle royal, bro. It's gonna be sick.
I know, man. Dude. And Tom loves battle royals, so I was like, "This is perfect.
This is so perfect." But real quick, before we get into it, when you saw all the guys in the ring before the bell rang, I don't know how else to say this, but like, we have like Vietnam flashbacks of JCW fucking 8-team battle or elimination tag team match.
A little bit.
Like, we were like, "Oh, this is going to be a clusterfuck of just terribleness." Or were you expecting like a solid battle royal? Because I was expecting a solid battle royal. But I can understand how you two would be like fucking worried.
I thought it could go either way.
No, I was hyped, right? I was honestly hyped for this battle royal. Like, when I first seen the match card in picking the show, I'm like, okay, this battle royal should be really good. And then like the first image pops up on the screen, I'm like, oh no, what the fuck am I seeing right now?
Mm-hmm. So we enter the match and we hear 10-minute mark. 10-minute mark. What the fuck?
And 3 competitors are already eliminated.
And Strangler Steve is obviously one of them because he's not in there. I have no idea where he is. I have no idea. Things. I'm gonna try. Like I took notes, and I'm gonna try and give it to you as good as possible. I have no idea what the fuck happened in this match. So 10-minute mark, we enter the match. DeFosse is eliminated straight away. Goldie Rogers, whoever the fuck that is, also got eliminated. Biff Wellington is trying to hang on, but he's got two men going after him. Biff then eliminates the Cuban. See you later, pepperoni nips. Ferrara is then also eliminated, as well as Blackman. Like, this is just go, go, go. And it makes me think that in the first 10 minutes, nothing happens. Well, obviously 3 people, but that's like, what the fuck? Lethal Larry and Markin are now getting, or Mackin, or yeah, however you want to say it, are now getting heated. It was fucking weird. Lethal Larry just leaves the match. He just walks out, so he's eliminated. Biff
He gets
is
counted
then
out.
eliminated. Yeah, Biff then's eliminated. And I'm like, okay, well, I was like, dude, earlier on in the night, I don't know whether I say it now. I'll say it later. It's all good. Voken Singh is nearly eliminated, but Johnny Smith stops that. Johnny Smith's the champ at this point, by the way, guys. Both the Singh brothers are now in this. They're the 2 biggest men in the ring. Benoit's only just holding on as Johnny Smith looks to take him out. Dynamite tries to take out Markin, but his brother comes to the rescue. And then 6 men. So at this point, there's 6 people left. The Singh boys, the Bulldogs, Johnny Smith, and Benoit. The British Bulldogs and the Singhs are eliminated. It's just go, 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 man. It is go, go, go. Now the only 2 left are Benoit and Smith.
Yeah, I think with the final 6, it was the one Singh gets eliminated, not Bastion Booger, the other one, the Vulcan. He gets knocked out, and then Machin knocks out Davy Boy, and then he knocks out Dynamite, and then Benoit knocks out the other, knocks out Machin, or something like that. It was very weird, but it was, yeah, like you said, it was just boom, 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 and all 4 guys are out. It's like, yo, these are the 4 like more popular guys here. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. And then like so we're basically 2 minutes from when we're watching. Like, no word of a lie, maybe 2.5 at best. It's all happening super quick. Johnny Smith tries to throw Benoit out, but has no luck. The pacing of this match is fucked. Benoit then is in the corner, lighting him up, whip into a clothesline. The women are loving Benoit in this one. And
he's a babe.
Johnny Smith then has him in basically in a bad position, but then Benoit hits like a head scissors kind of. I don't even know how you'd explain it. He just got out of it. He just got out of it.
Yeah, like what's his name? Johnny was trying to eliminate Benoit from, like, they're up in the corner, and Johnny had like his legs on his shoulders, and he's like trying to push him over that way, like push him up and over. And Benoit somehow whips it around into a head scissors, and it looked cool as hell. Like, it's a really cool Japanese and lucha libre move. But when he hit it, like, the fucking crowd popped hard for it, dude. They were so excited for that. And I was like, oh, that's right. That's like a fucking 450 to us now, is shit like that.
Right.
Then. Like, it's crazy to me how certain moves were like so fucking like unbelievable back then that are just nothing by today's standards.
Dude, even the monkey flip, like, they were going hard for the monkey flip, you know?
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Benoit then hits the mat as he goes for a diving headbutt. Smith hits a power slam, and the crowd is not happy because Benoit's looking like he's going to get eliminated. Mm-hmm. Johnny Smith then targets the left leg, and Smith is getting pissed off that the crowd's chanting for Benoit. Johnny Smith looks at... so basically he's like jumping or using the rope to like get leverage and then hitting his ass on his leg. I always hate that. I'm sorry. I always hate that move.
I actually really like that move a lot, dude. It's
really?
Like you jump up, put all your body weight right across the inside of the knee, just trying to destroy all the ligaments in there. Like, I've always kind of liked that move.
But Benoit, so basically he goes to do it again, but then Benoit pushes him. Did he push him over with his other leg?
Yeah, he used his they're working, let's say, on the right leg, so he uses his left leg to kind of like kick him right in his ass and launch him over the top rope.
Yeah, man. Benoit wins. Benoit wins the 10K. Ed then says something that really doesn't age well, guys. Yeah, he goes, "It couldn't have happened to a better guy."
Oh, well,
I can think of at least one better guy.
I can think of at least 2. One.
Yeah.
So yeah, Benoit wins. This was fucked. This was actually fucked.
This whole fucking episode was fucked.
Right.
I like the Battle Royal. I know they fucked up and we didn't get to see the beginning of it or anything, but again, I am such a fucking fan of battle royals. I just love a bunch of dudes in there just throwing each other out and shit. I've always enjoyed it. So I gave this a 5. It's not the greatest battle royal I've ever seen, not necessarily a good one, but for just being a battle royal and a couple of the cool spots in there, the definitely first time I've ever seen someone get kicked in the ass and eliminated to win the whole thing. It was
I
awesome.
feel like that's a Santino
Like the little
spot.
things like that. It was definitely a Santino spot.
Tom,
But it was awesome.
Would you say this battle royal is better or worse than the battle royal from the Jesse Ventura Raw episode that we covered?
Fuck, brother, like you're asking me to compare fucking like which one of my parents I like more. Like these two are both fantastic battle royals, dude. No,
Who's better?
probably. See, it's a little fucked because I've seen the one from Raw a few times. Like even going into it, I was like, oh, I know who wins. So I don't remember what I felt the first time, but I'm probably gonna go with that one, just because it was a little more fun and they had a little more time. Whereas this one was super rushed.
Yeah.
I think I would also say the one from Raw, and I think that's just because familiarity with the people as well. That can be a big thing. Like, cool, I know Benoit, and obviously I know the British Bulldogs and stuff, but I don't know. I knew everyone in that Raw one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. And
So
real quick, what I love that this episode did actually very, very well was everybody in the Battle Royal we saw earlier in the night, with the exception of Johnny, whatever the fuck his name was, the champion,
Johnny Smith. But I mean, he's champ. Yeah.
But everybody else we either saw in a match or they had a promo with them. So it's like we got to see who these guys are. So people like us who have no clue who anybody is, pretty much, we got at least an introduction to them, which is super cool.
I gave this match. I fucking hated this. I did. I fucking hated this. Like, I gave it a 2 out of 10. There's nothing else to say. I really didn't like this.
Okay. I gave it a 4.3. Look, the editing to them going 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that pissed me off. Like,
I think that's what killed it for me.
That is what kind of killed it for me too. Like, fuck, you're pretty much saying, oh, the first 10 minutes just was full of fucking nothing. We'll skip out on that. Even though we had 3 eliminations, apparently. Like, come on, what the fuck, man? Like, we got to see the match in its entirety, you fucking dogs. Alright? But when it was the last 2 with Johnny and Benoit, I liked it. I liked the final sequence, and those 2 were doing their thing, and the rest of the match was really quick. Just a bunch of eliminations, hard to keep up with, but they were setting up some sort of stories there, man, with the Bulldogs and the Singh brothers, which I thought was kind of cool. And as Tom said, all of these guys either were in a match earlier in the night or got a promo. So, as Tom said, for people like us who don't know who many of these guys were, we got a little introduction and we're like, oh, fuck, goddamn Larry, bro. Hopefully he wins the Battle Royal. Or fucking Blackman, maybe he can do a thing, and, it's cool stuff there. 4.3 I gave it. Wish we would have got to see the full fucking match, but it is what it is. Fucking GRONKs.
Now, with that, I know you guys are both upset that we didn't get the full match, and I, to a certain extent, am as well. But would you rather them cut it down like the first 5 minutes or whatever it was, or keep those 5 minutes in and it's just like the Biff Wellington Cuban Assassin match where there's literally nothing happening and they're just kind of walking around, kind of feeling each other out? Like, which would you rather have? So I'd rather cut all that shit and just keep the fat. You know what I mean? Or keep the meat of the steak and get rid of all that shit.
I think they could have given us 5 minutes beforehand because you got in that match and it was bang, 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 bang. I didn't even know who was in the ring still, it was weird.
And then,
but I definitely see where you're coming from. I
know where you're coming from, but then to that point, why did they just cut fucking 5 minutes from the fucking opener then? You know,
Well,
it's
because you
weird.
need to
Like,
build those. We need to build those stars there, brother. Not these well-established everyone else. Just it's all about Biff Wellington and fucking Cuban Assassin.
I liked Biff.
And honestly, like I see your point of like not everybody, like you didn't know who was in the ring and everything, which is a fair point, obviously. But
Yeah.
that's on the announcers more than the actual production crew, because the announcers should be telling
Yes.
you, okay, cool, we're 5
True.
minutes in, we still have him and him and him and him and him and him and him or whatever. Like
Yeah.
that's on Ed and Bulldog fucking Brown or whatever the fuck dumb shit's name was. That's
Yeah.
on them.
fair.
After the match, we get a promo, and Johnny Smith says that Benoit doesn't deserve the shot at the belt. He says, "You haven't even pinned me yet. You beat me, but you didn't pin me. You want a title shot? Pin me." The Sings say they're sick of the British Bulldogs. They know they're better. It doesn't matter how famous you are. I'm just summarizing this. The Sings then say they deserve a title shot, so stop running your mouth and do it. Yeah, that it's literally it. Ed then says that's the best battle royal he's ever seen, and I don't feel the same. Chris Benoit then thanks the Bulldogs and the fans, like because the Bulldogs helped train him for it. He says he's worked his way back up the ladder and will get that title, as he wants to prove that it belongs around his waist. The British Bulldogs then say that they will put their titles on the line next week. As they said earlier, if you eliminate us, we'll give you your shot. So next week, that's what will happen.
For those curious, they did put up their belts the next week, and they lost their belts the next week to Karachi Vice.
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
And
The
then
Sings beat them next week.
Yeah, and then brother, the Singh brothers, right? They win the belts, and then they take a time machine 30 years later, bro, and they celebrate with Jinder Mahal.
Oh
It's a
my-
fucking great time, honestly.
Such a good celebration too, man.
And they do it on SmackDown, I think. It's in the archives. Fuck.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick.
And they got their hair back.
Maybe
They're a
we'll
little
watch that
smaller. They
one.
slimmed down a lot in that time machine. Like you don't
I,
advance 30 years in the time without shedding a few pounds. But yeah, they look great.
And height, they shrunk a little too, but maybe they got put through the dryer.
Well, like in 1988, everyone was a little bit shorter. So like 5'8" was like a giant. So now compared to 2013, yeah, it's gonna be a lot. 5'8" isn't as impressive.
True.
And I'm super
True.
guessing on the year. I have no idea what year the celebration was.
2016, 2017?
I'm thinking 2017, but you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't fucking
Close
remember. I
enough,
wasn't
close
watching SmackDown then. This shit sucked then. The only thing I know about the Singh brothers is that Randy Orton almost killed one. That's all I know about the Singh
Yeah.
brothers.
On the announce table.
Yes.
Um,
That was awesome.
Anyway, I gave the show a 5. Now, for me, a lot of that was like aesthetic and like gave me like I don't want to say nostalgia because obviously I wasn't around then, but I was like, I'm going to live in the moment when I watch this and watch this as if I was watching it in the 80s. You get what I mean? So for me, it was like, I'm going to just try and like look at it through that way. I really enjoyed the Benoit match. I didn't mind the tag match, as I said, 3.5. I didn't like Great Gamma. I thought the roster was solid. Like, maybe, I don't know. I for some reason, I just didn't mind it. I just did not mind this show overall. I thought the commentators were shit. But there was just something about it that I'm like, yeah, like one day I could watch some more of this. Not in the next few weeks, but, you know, one day.
I gave it a 3. I've bitched enough about the announcers that I'm not going to continue to go into that. But yeah, they were fucking awful all night long. The matches for the most part were kind of slow, kind of boring, but that was just 80s, like kind of small town wrestling. A lot of submission holds, especially in Canada, because they like their more technical wrestling up there. But as a show, when I tune into it next week, by today's standards, of course not. But by then, maybe not, because like there wasn't
Maybe
really
for the
anybody. I'm sorry.
Sorry, maybe for the tag match.
Maybe like if I knew for a fact it was happening, like they said, oh yeah, we're gonna give you guys a title shot. I'd be like, maybe I'll watch that. Maybe I'll just talk to my buddies and find out what happens. I don't know. Depends on what's going on that week. But yeah, there was like nobody I really like super connected with where it's like, I want to see this fucking guy next week. And that's my biggest thing in wrestling. Give me that guy I have to tune in to see. And there wasn't this on this show. I give it a 3. The Benoit match was obviously the highlight of the show. The Battle Royal for me
Yep.
was a lot of fun. I know you guys didn't enjoy it as much, and I understand why. But everything else just kind of fell flat. Like even Steve Blackman's match, as much as I love him, was kind of garbage.
I gave this show a 5.25. It was decent overall. The in-ring action for the most part, I didn't mind. As you boys said, the Benoit match just completely stole the show. It just was the best part of the show. I didn't mind the announcers. Ed's my guy, brother. I'm an Ed guy. I'm an
Those
Ed
are
Whalen
fighting
guy.
words.
Fucking idiot is what you are.
Fuck you, neighborino. I'm an Ed Whalen guy.
Oakley dokley.
Oakley dokley. He's a solid guy, man. Like, honestly, he's a solid guy. Maybe if I watch like another fucking 6 weeks of Stampede Wrestling, I might put a pitchfork in his asshole. But for now, we're gonna ride the Ed Whalen bandwagon. And
You're the only one on it, brother.
it's all right, brother. I'll happily be the loner on that one, brother. And the Bulldog dude, he was a heel commentator. Typical heel commentator. Yeah, not much to say about him. And yeah, the promos on this show were meh.
The piddle, mate.
Most of them were pretty basic stuff. 80s style promos. Fucking Lethal Larry is a weird motherfucking polar bear. But yeah, man, 5.25, man. Like, I thought it was a decent show. Would I go back and watch more Stampede Wrestling? I'm on the fence, man. It's like, I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta maybe get in a good mood to watch more of this, but fuck, it is what it is.
Sweet. I think I would watch more matches. If I'm like, this is going to be a good match, I'll check the match out, not the show. I think that's probably for me. Gronk of the Night. Now, before I get into my Gronk of the Night, I feel like after that comment, BT, you could potentially be Tom's Gronk of the Night.
Whoa, brother. No.
But-
He just might be. He just fucking might be.
Come on.
He's mad.
Right, Ed's a good guy, brother.
I'm not
Oh.
mad. Okay, let me just put this out there first. I'm not mad at BT for his comments about Ed. I am extremely disappointed in BT because of the
It's the worst.
comments
It's the
towards Ed
worst.
Whalen.
My parents
So
are
much
fighting
worse.
again. My parents are fighting.
But like Ed deserves to go into the Hall of Fame, brother. Like, he's a legend, an icon.
Hall of Fame of fucking idiots. Hall of
Full of
Fame.
Famerino.
You lick my Famerino. Get the fuck out of here. So angry, can't even come up with a good insult. Fuck this guy.
Licky Gucciarino.
There we go.
The Gronk of the Night for me, Lethal Larry, man. What the fuck was he talking about? And then he turned it racial. We didn't even get into that. I didn't want to get into that. He then turned it racial. He just what the fuck was he doing, bro? Yeah, Lethal Larry for me is the Gronk of the Night.
Okay. I guess I'll go next because I think I already know what Tom's Gronk of the Night will be. See, I'm on the same boat as you, Matt. I want to go Lethal Larry.
Okay.
But at the same time, I also want to go with the editors of this show as Gronks of the Night. And I think I am. I'm going to do it. Gronks of the Night are the editors who edited this fucking show. Give me 4 matches. Or if you're not going to give me 4 matches, like, for prime example, Battle Royal, give me within the first 5 minutes of the Battle Royal. Or if we're going to cut the opener, get rid of the first 5 minutes of the fucking opener. Or, like, just edit the show fucking better. Because, to me, it threw me off. And, you know, I still thought this was a decent show. But, again, it's stuff like this that is like, man, you had me, and then you lost me. You had me, and then you lost me, man. Like, come on. Fucking get your shit together. You fucking Canadian fucking cuck Gronks. Fuck.
Tom, would you like
Is it
to
my
share
turn
your
now?
Gronk of the Night with the class?
Go ahead, Tom.
over very careful consideration and looking through the pros and cons of everybody on this card. It was close. It was close, and Ed Whalen just gets the edge. So, yes, Ed Whalen's my Gronk tonight. If you didn't guess in the first 3 fucking minutes of this episode, I hated everything about this fucking guy. Like, him just having the worst lines I've ever heard in wrestling, not able to tell us who's in the battle royal, getting mad at one of the wrestlers because they kind of touched his mic and him about to drop N-bombs left and right. The fucking ring a ding dang dandy. Fuck off, dude. Lick my ring a ding dong dick, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
Delicious.
Dude, like, how are you going to sit there and interview Stu Hart and be the most boring fucking person on the planet? Like, Stu Hart has more fucking personality than goddamn Ed Whalen. You have 30 years
British
experience
Bulldogs.
in this company, and you're saying shit like fucking, if Dynamite was brains, he wouldn't be able to blow his hat off. Fuck off with your bullshit. I hate this fucking guy so much. He was without a doubt the worst.
What it sounds like to me is that Tom thinks, out of all the episodes of the GRONKCAST that we've done thus far, this might be the worst commentator for Mr. Tom Puppet.
Only because
Mike Adamle?
Way worse than Matt Adamle. I will take Mike Adamle in a heartbeat over fucking Ed Whalen.
Wow. Ooh, okay.
1000%, yes. 1000%,
Okay.
yes. The only one that's even close to being as bad as Whalen, and I think Whalen earns the fucking worst spot just because he's quote unquote 30 years in the business, is the female one on fucking the XWF or whatever the fuck it was.
XPW, yeah.
XPW, thank you. Yeah, she was so fucking bad, but like she's not an announcer. Like they made that perfectly clear. She was just the fucking owner's fuck toy. So Ed Whalen is so much worse because this is his fucking job. This is what he does. He's a professional broadcaster, and he's dog shit at it. Like pure dog shit at it.
Oh,
he's fucking terrible. Terrible. Fuck yeah, I will take Adamle 100 times over.
Fuck.
Not even a question.
And I think you brought up a good point with XPW. At least like she wasn't an announcer. Like this dude sang 30 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
30 years in this business and I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Then get a new business. Like, you have to scream, I never tell a lie, so there. Fuck you. You probably lying
You
right
sound
there.
like Ventura then.
I don't care.
I never tell a lie. In a bar.
Send fucking Ed Whalen to a goddamn Baja. You know, Baja blows fucking brains out. This guy.
I think we should. I think we should move on to a positive note, Tom. What are we watching next week?
We did the 90s. We did the 80s. So it's only fitting that we go to 2011.
Oh, fuck. I thought we were going 70s.
Oh,
God. I thought we were going to wrestle a bear.
I would love to watch a fucking guy wrestle a bear. Not even a lie. But no, we are going to SmackDown from October 20th, 2011. Yes. It's one of those SmackDowns that I've gone back and watched a couple times because it's just there's a match on it that just fucking I still can't believe actually happened because it never should have. I'm not going to spoil anything. But yeah, dude, it's so fucking 2011 SmackDown. It's great, but it's bad at the same time. I really like it.
I think I remember this show, but I'm not going to say anything.
Don't say anything.
I didn't look anything. I promise I didn't look anything up. I know this. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a fun show. I like it, but it's not the best SmackDown out there for sure. But it's fine. It's way better than this Stampede bullshit for sure.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably would have watched it at the time, but you know me and my memory, so I'm keen to check this out. I really am.
Oh, fuck yeah. No, I guarantee you guys have seen this before. I guarantee it.
I guarantee there is something between Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio on this show because it's 2011.
True.
They're both on the card, but they don't fight each other.
Wow.
Okay.
Really?
I can live with that.
One's in a tag team match. One's in the main event in a singles match.
Okay.
We can vibe with that.
I'm down with that.
Definitely will wash the taste of this show away from both of your mouths, especially Tom. I feel like tonight we brought out a new side of Tom that we have not seen before, and I'm happy that I am the person who did that, because now I know what to do when I want Tom like this ever again.
Yeah, fuck you for that.
Ed for president, baby. I love you, Ed. I really do.
President of my fucking gooch. Fuck out of here.
Fuck. Well, with that being said, I think we're near the end of the show, boys. I think
think
it's
we
that
are.
time. This is a good episode, boys. You know what? This is a good episode. I think we smashed it again, like always. If you're still around at this point, thank you for tuning in. As again, next week, SmackDown, October 16th, 2011, should be a fun one. But until then, I'm BT Savage. This is MAXHITMATT. This is Tom Puppet, and we will see you on the next episode of the GRONKCAST.